I don't think that I would be able to preach to you about getting in shape if I wasn't myself in good shape year round already in the first place. Not only would I feel like a massive hypocrite, it would just feel weird talking about getting sub 10% body fat whilst rocking a beer belly, or giving you advice on how to build muscle and get stronger whilst having none myself. Just not my thing, if I'm honest. And in my many years of doing this, I feel like the habits and strategies that I use every single day for my physique are not only practical and easy to implement, but they work pretty well to keep you in decent nick. So in this video, I'm going to share them with you. So the first one, I cook the vast majority of my meals myself. I don't order food in that much, and I try to limit eating out at restaurants to maybe 2 or 3 times per week if I can. I mainly have a few set go-to meals that I can cook relatively easy at home, more or less on autopilot. They don't require that much thought. I pretty much know exactly what I'm doing, because my aim here with these meals is to make things as easy and straightforward as possible. I'm not trying to be a chef. I'm not trying to cook perfect looking meals for my Instagram reels. I want to spend 10 to 15 minutes cooking something relatively enjoyable and healthy that has a good macronutrient profile and that doesn't require 7 different pieces of cooking equipment. It will take me half an hour of washing up afterwards. And honestly, that's basically it. I really don't want to have to think about my day-to-day diet too much. I'd get too much decision fatigue if I changed every single meal all the time. And it's just a massive waste of time, energy, and attention. And this means my days are looking largely similar, and I just rotate through the meals that I know how to cook. That's consistency, and that's what you need with the diet. So just to give you an idea of what I have most days when I'm here in Colombia, assuming I'm training kind of mid-morning time, my breakfast is a protein shake with some raw eggs in, with probably 2 pieces of fruit, and my supplements with coffee. Lunch is going to be a 5 to 6 egg omelette, probably 2 arepa, which is like little tortillas with some cheese on, probably half an avocado and some more fruit. And dinner is going to be some sort of stir fry in one pan. Usually it's beef with a load of vegetables, either rice and potatoes, with a little snack afterwards if I feel like I need more calories. And that's what I'm doing most days. The second one, I focus on sleep. This is a really big one for me, and it should be for you too. Life is just better and easier when you're well rested from having enough sleep. No one is going to have a 10 out of 10 training session after 5 hours of broken sleep, or sticking to their diet 100% if they're sleep deprived. It's just not possible. You end up craving crap food and junk when you're underslept, right? And you also just don't feel like training that hard either when you know you're not rested. So what do? I basically have a set bedtime window that I try and adhere to on most days during the week. And for me, that time's between 9 and 9:30 p.m. and maybe an hour later on weekends, so 10 to 10:30 on weekends. And I really try my best to stick to this as much as possible, even if it means no Netflix in the evening. I do this along with having a set wake up time. Usually that's 5 a.m. on weekdays, but if I've got a lot going on, videos to edit, client check-ins to do, I'll wake up an hour earlier at 4 a.m. It's early, I know, but there's just something about waking up before everyone else. You have peace and quiet, and you can get good quality work done. I've also added to my sleep stack over the years. As those of you that subscribe to my daily emails will know, link in the description if you want them. Unfortunately for me, I'm a light sleeper, so I do a good quality eye mask which blocks all the light out along with earplugs, because otherwise I just wake up too many times during the night. These 2 things are excellent. I also have a special memory foam pillow for my head and one that goes in between my legs because I'm a side sleeper. This is meant to keep your body nice in alignment so you don't get any joint problems from sleeping. And most recently, I sleep with nose strip and mouth tape as well. These are probably overkill and a bit of a vibe killer in the bedroom, but it's probably something that gives me an extra 1% sleep quality, and if it requires no extra effort and it's easily available, I'll take that. B doesn't mind when I've got my mouth taped up when I'm sleeping. And yes, sometimes I'm still gonna sleep like shit, just like everyone, for reasons completely outside of my control, like if they're having an all-night party here in Colombia, which is frustrating, but it's not something that you can control, so I tend not to worry about it. Or sometimes I just need to stay up later than normal. Maybe I have an international phone call, maybe I have a lot of work to do. Life gets in the way for me, just like it does with you. But I try to do everything within my control most of the time to ensure that I get good quality and quantity of sleep, because it's that important. Third one, I walk wherever and whenever I can. Staying active is key for being in good shape, and walking is the easiest, most practical way to do that. With a low activity level, you could probably get away with eating 2,000 calories if you're a guy and still be in good shape. That figure would be 1,500 calories if you're a female, and it's technically doable to have those as your maintenance calories for being in shape, but it doesn't give you any wiggle room with the diet. You have to be on your calories all the time, and that's just not practical. It's far easier to have a more flexible dieting approach with a higher activity level to give you an extra 500 calories of wiggle room to play with. And the higher activity level will allow you just to enjoy your flexible lifestyle even more. So for me, I walk to the gym, I walk to my Spanish lessons, I take B for walks around in Medellin, I meet up with coffees with friends, I go on hikes on weekends. Basically, wherever I can, I'm gonna walk. I've made it my default go-to mode of transport if I want to get anywhere within, let's say, an hour's walking distance. This helps me turn more calories over in the day, offsetting some of those treats I have during the day after dinner. And I really avoid the temptation here of not spending all my money on Ubers, which A, doesn't really save you more time, B, wastes you money, and C, affects your step count. So I basically try to stay as active as possible. Fourth one, I try to consume minimally processed foods, and I try to not buy the junk food in the first place. If you had a look at my fridge right now, it's going to be extremely boring. I really don't have that much in it apart from ingredients for cooking meals. There's no yummy snacks, there's no things I can nibble on, and honestly, that's the secret. It's full of vegetables, fruits, arepa, meats, eggs, that kind of thing. So even if I wanted to really cave on my diet and eat some crappy junk food, usually after my dinner at the end of the day when I'm more relaxed, everything's done, if I already don't have it at home, I have to go to the shop to get it, I have to put my shoes on, I have to get changed, I have to walk to the shop, it could be raining, I have to wait in line at the shop. It's just a big faff, and that's usually enough of a barrier to stop me cheating on the diet too much. If I already had those crisps or cookies at home that I had bought at the shop, 100% I'm going to be eating them either today or tomorrow. So I just don't buy it in the first place and stick to minimally processed, boring foods in my meals instead. And my post-dinner treat at the moment is some sort of cereal or granola, for those of you wondering, because I know some of you are. Number 5, I train to build muscle. I'm in the gym training to stimulate my muscle and to try and grow it. I never switch up my training just to burn calories or get fitter or do silly high reps to try and tone up the muscle. I usually follow a push-pull legs split. I train 6 days a week. My first exercise is usually around 8 reps. The middle exercise is around 10, and then the ones at the end around 12. I push myself close or at technical failure or muscular failure, depending on the exercises, and I just rinse and repeat that process week on week. Even if I already have built most of the muscle that I will build in my lifetime, the way to maintain that lean tissue is to keep stimulating it as often as you can throughout the weeks and months. The moment I stop doing that, the moment the volume goes down, the moment I start doing 20 reps to try and tighten up the muscles, I would either lose the tissue that I have spent so many years building, or I would lose it at a faster rate as I age than what I'd be doing already. And that's not my aim with the training. I want to have muscle. I want to be able to perform in the gym. And this is one of the key components to being in great shape, having muscle. And I'll save the most important one for last. Number 6, I understand that my motivation comes and goes. It's wrong to assume that I'm always motivated to train. I've talked about this a lot on this channel before. I have some weeks or even months where I just can't be bothered to train. I'd rather do anything else. I'm human. I have ups and downs. Some weeks my training sessions are the highlight of my day and I really look forward to them. Other weeks I'm dragging myself to the gym. I'd rather be doing anything but. And even halfway through my training session, when I normally start to feel good, I still don't want to be there. And that's okay, that's normal. This is part of the process. It's part of the training lifestyle that I have adapted and made my own. The weeks where I'm not really feeling it, I just back off a tiny bit. I don't back off so much that I'm skipping whole training sessions or doing 50% less volume, but it's just a little bit less. It's maybe swapping out one of my hardest exercises for something similar and easier. But the weeks where I'm really feeling it and loving it and enjoying my training, I go for it. I maybe do another exercise, I maybe do a harder exercise than normal, I maybe push myself a little bit closer to failure, I may do some drop sets. I'm flexible with my training in that sense. I understand that I'm not always going to be motivated to train and I just go with the flow. I'm not, however, flexible of whether I train or not. I don't just train when I feel like it. I still turn up, I tick the boxes, even if the session ends up being kind of crappy. Because a crappy training session, as long as you're staying injury free and you're not being an idiot, is going to be better than not going at all. That is a non-negotiable for me and it should be for you too if you want to stay in shape year round. So I hope you found this video helpful. As always, like and subscribe below and I'll see you in the next one.